Shalom, giving all praise to Yahawah, Sham, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Let me say it again. Giving all praise to Yahawah, Sham, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. And I'm going to title this video, "The Wall of Babylon Shall Fall, and the Whole World Will Rejoice." That includes the other nations, even though they're going to be under us in captivity, and we're going to be hard on them. They're going to have to do what we say to do. We tell them to do something, they have to do it. But the one group that's going to receive the hardest is the last group, which is first on the list of enemies, namely the Edomites. Anyway, what I did was I put a handful of scriptures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scriptures based upon Jeremiah 51 verse 48, and I went up a couple of verses, so I'm going to start at the 41st. And this is one of my favorite chapters anyway. Really, you should read the whole chapter. Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51. Two of my favorite prophetic chapters. Jeremiah 49 is another good one. The Isaiahs, Isaiah 13, Isaiah 14. Isaiah 34, Isaiah 47, and the other prophetic scriptures dealing with this prophecy that's getting ready to come to pass, which is the destruction of this man's system. And the only place, and this is called the place in Revelation 12 and Hosea 1, it speaks about the place, into her place, where she is nourished for times, and the dividing of times. From the face of the serpent, I'm merely paraphrasing Revelation chapter 12. You might even go into that. But anyway, like I said, the 48th verse caught my eye. I even clicked on it on the blue letter, because the word, matter of fact, let me just go right to it. It says, "Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein," meaning the nations around this planet, "shall sing for Babylon." They're going to rejoice for the downfall of Babylon. The only ones that's not going to rejoice are the ones that make money off of Babylon. So China's not going to really rejoice. Any country that makes money from this great consumer nation, because this is a consumer nation. They buy things, especially the working class. They could never, get over the hump, because they're always buying stuff. They watch TV. You got to get this new thing. This worked for that. That worked for this. If you go into the auto business, there's a reason why cars change every couple of years. It used to be every 5 years a model would change. The look of the model of a particular car would change. So if you got a 15-year-old car, it looks like an old car because of the model, but the car could be running good. So what does Jake do? Jake got to get the newest shit. He got to get the most expensive thing out of there. And Jake is the biggest consumers out of there. They just, consumers to the 10th power. Jake gets money and they blow money, and we know that. the sports world. These guys retire over $100 million, retired for however many years they had a career with the NBA or the NFL or whatever. But a lot of boxers go broke. A lot of world champion boxers that retire with X amount of millions in the bank, they go broke inside of a couple years. You got an individual, and I'm not going to mention any names because there's so many names out there that, like if you go to Google, you put in athletes that went broke, it's mostly Jake. Got a couple of Edomites too, but it's mostly Jake. Might retire with $100 million in the bank when they retire. They don't got to work no more. If you live on $1 million a year, you can live as a millionaire for the next 100 years. So you know you're not gonna. That's generational wealth. This is why Floyd Mayweather speaks about, I got to make money for my children and for my grandchildren, for my great grandchildren, which is called generational wealth. Jake doesn't understand that. Matter of fact, let me go to that. Look up the word generational wealth. Okay. Let me do this. Generational wealth.
According to Ramsey Solutions, what is generational wealth? Generational wealth includes all the assets, things like investments, real estate, cash, and anything else that has financial value, that are passed down from one generation of a family to the next.
Okay, that's the simple answer. Generational wealth includes all assets, things like investments, real estate, cash, and anything else that has financial value, gold, silver, stocks, bonds, real estate, that are passed down from one generation of a family to the next. That's generational wealth. Jake doesn't understand that concept of generational wealth. Esau does. The other nations, they do. So anyway, let's come back over here. And I went all into that consumerism, generational wealth, and all that, millionaires, billionaires, people that go broke. To say that this is a consumer, Babylon is nothing but a consumer. This is the empire of consumption. It consumes, it buys shit that, Jake buys. They'll buy fleets, they'll buy a fleet of cars. And like Floyd Mayweather, he got a bunch of, if he's in California, I think all his cars are black, and if he's in Florida, all his cars are white, and if he's, that's a waste of money. Unless, if I was an advisor to him, I would say, what is this an asset, or is it a liability? What's the difference between an asset and a liability? A liability. I guess it's a tongue twister. The difference is that an asset has value, and it makes more value, it makes more money. Invest in something. A liability is when you get something that loses money. It doesn't gain you money. That's why, like real estate, for example, is a safe bet, because everybody needs a place to live. We were talking, it was myself and Bishop Chakaran, briefly talking about like Costco's and BJ's and Targets and all these different like big box stores that you go back years ago, it was mostly items, not, groceries and stuff like that. But now, if you notice, through the years, they done turned them in the grocery store. Like, if you go to like a BJ's, you're going to find more food, than you find anything else almost. Because people have a place they got to live under, so you're always going to make money in real estate, and you're always going to make money selling food. Furniture, people get a nice piece of furniture, they expect it to last for the next 10 years or so. But the main way you're going to make, if you have a supermarket, because people go there every day, every other day, every week. And real estate, because people need places to stay. So you're always going to make money with those two things. And investments, but you got to know how to invest. But anyway, bottom line is the majority of Americans, Babylonians, are consumers. They buy stuff. That's why there's so much advertising. The new this, the new that, shit that you don't need. But so the ones that are going to mourn about their downfall are the ones that made money, that became rich. That's in Revelation 18, that became rich through her delicacies. But the rest of the nations, they're gonna be happy. They're gonna smile. They're gonna laugh. They're gonna sing. So anyway, let's go ahead and read this. Let me read the 44th verse, and we can see this place is going down. Look at the president. His numbers are dropping because he's about to be 84, if he's not 84 already. So he'll be re-elected president. He'll come into office January 20th of 2025. He'll be fucking 80, 85, 86, 87. He'll be damn near 90 at the end of his 8-year reign, stint, whatever you want to call it. And he looks old. He looks senile. So you got these nations looking at this place as weak. Militarily, they're weak. They're desperate, man, to build a military. When your kingdom is about to fall, you gotta set up, declare war to take resources from other places. Anyway, let me go ahead and read this. It says Jeremiah 51, verse 44. And I'm so tempted to read the 51st chapter and the 50th chapter and the 51st chapter again, because I love these two. There's a whole lot of information in these two chapters right here, Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 51, that we know here at GMS and the other one was that it's not talking about Neo-Babylon. It's not talking about Nebuchadnezzar. When Jeremiah the prophet received these visions and wrote them down, he said, okay, we're in the Babylonian Empire, so that's how the Babylonian Empire is going to go down, by fire, by utter destruction. Oh, and that the two kingdoms are going to come back together, the northern and the southern. He didn't understand. As I said in previous videos, the prophets of old, the Old Testament prophets, received visions, dreams, whatever, and they wrote them down and didn't understand them. John didn't understand what was going on. We understand it because the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. We're coming back. We're not writing any books. We don't really need visions. But although the Most High gives you visions, that's in Acts 2 and Joel 2. But the visions are in the book. All we got to do is decipher them through the Spirit. So, 44th verse. And I will punish Baal in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up So what is that talking about? The first precept that should come to your mind is Job chapter 20, where it speaks about they swallowed it up, they're going to vomit it back again. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that. Okay, Job 20. Another beautiful prophetic scripture that scholars don't understand. I'll start from the 12th verse, Job 20 verse 12. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth. Whose mouth? The elite of Esau. Though he hide it under his tongue. What they do is in secret. They don't tell you that they worship the spiritual demon Satan. They don't go into the secret societies and their hidden agenda. Though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Now it says Baal's mouth in Jeremiah 51. Yet his meat in his bowels is turned. Now when you about to throw up, you know you're going to throw up because your bowels begin to turn. Either you got to go to do a number 2 or you got to vomit it back up. It is the gall of asp within him. Asp is a poisonous snake which toxifies your body, poisons your body. The poison is the truth. When we do these videos, that's why we get on God. Every brother in GMS should be doing videos every day. And if you say the Spirit's not on me, then maybe you're not one of the elect. Eat this word and go and teach the house of Israel. He have swallowed down riches. Everything he got, he stole. And he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. So, riches are transferred. They're never lost. Riches throughout history, riches are transferred from one kingdom to the next. That's also prophetic. He shall suck the poison of asp. That's poison. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks, the honey and butter. That which he labored for, and what was his labor? His labor, he stole. He used a sword that was given to him by Isaac, which is Yahawashi. That was his only blessing. Violence is his only blessing. He got things through taking it. For that which is he labored for shall he restore. You know, Jake. You got Jake. You got Tariq Nasidi pushing this reparations, which means restore, pay back, compensate. But Esau's not going to give us. They're not going to give no. They'll talk about it. Oh, we're going to give every Jake $1 million every year. I mean, that would be nice. Give every Jake, you get $1 million every year for 50 years. And if you die before the 50 years, it goes to your next of kin or your family. You know, you have a wife and children, it goes to your wife and your children. And that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Trust me. Anything less than $1 million, and that's an insult too, but anything less than $1 million a year, and on top of that, the top financial experts to show you how to invest your money and manage your money. And these Edomites have proven themselves. Like Charlie Munger. They talking about this guy Charlie Munger. Look him up. He recently dropped dead at 99 years old. He was a big financial guy working with what's this guy? Berkshire Hathaway. What's this dude? I can't even think of his name. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. That which he labored for shall he restore. How is he going to restore it? It's going to be taken from him, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restoration be. So we're going to get everything that this man got, we're going to get. And he shall not rejoice therein. They're not going to be happy because they're going to be out in the field working in the hot sun and working in the cold and getting foots up their asses. Not feet, but foots. Singular with an S. What's the plural for foot? Foots. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor. Who's the poor? The Israelites. Because he hath violently, everything he does is based upon violence, taken away an house which he built not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. The thing that's hurting him the most is the fact that we're pushing the Hebrew Israelite vibration. And their thing is to demonize us. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat, his substance, be left. Therefore shall no man look for his good. Because they're going to take everything. And the fullness of his sufficiency, which is right now, the pinnacle, to reach the pinnacle of the agenda, and the pinnacle is to chip everybody. It's to microchip everybody. Revelation 13 and 16. You heard it here first at GMS. He shall be in straits, hard times, every hand of the wicked. Now that word wicked, now you got to go into the root word. The word wicked is the word laborer, which are the poor. Shall come, and right when you go to that, right immediately you should think of one scripture that should come to mind. If you go into this word, wicked, which is laborers, which are us, the Israelites. James, the 5th chapter, shall every hand of the wicked, and that's the other nations too, shall come upon him. Yeah, there's one notification that popped up that they're saying that Benjamin Netanyahu, his popularity ratings are going down because there's a lot of people in the land of Israel, Israelis, Jays, that don't like what he's doing. A lot of these protests in the States, a lot of them are Jays. They're against it. They want to stop it, man. So it's the government, which part of the government is the military. When he is about to fill his belly, reach the pinnacle, when he's about to chip, the Most High is going to allow him to chip the majority of the people of the planet Earth. Under the 15-minute cities, under the smart cities and so forth, which is going to be fueled by the internet. The Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath, great anger upon him, which is the missiles, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, the ICBM missile, and the bow of steel, the silo, shall strike him through. It is drawn and come out of the body, which is the silo. The glittering sword, which is the missile, cometh, sometimes is referred to as arrows, Out of his gall, terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him, the missiles. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. Tabernacle is a place. If you live in an apartment, that's your tabernacle. If you have a shed in the back of your house, that's a tabernacle. If you're living in a tent, that's a tabernacle. The Holy of Holies was in a tabernacle, in a tent, so you can. Then the high priest will go in. There's many priests, but there's only one high priest. Will go into the Holy of Holies, which was a tent in the wilderness, and that was a tabernacle. The temple of the Lord is a tabernacle. Jerusalem is a tabernacle. We are the tabernacle. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So now let's come back over here. (44) first, and I will punish Baal and Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up. We read that in Job 20. And the nations shall not flow together any more unto him. The American dream. We got to come to America. You got the Venezuelan coming to America. A lot of them saying, look, let's get on back on the bus. Let's go back to shit. We doing better in Venezuela. I went to Mexico City years ago in '87, and me and my old fiance, she talked me into going. But it was a beautiful experience. And when you go there, they have these tours, right? Where they call your ass freaking 9 in the morning. Oh, you ready to go? The bus is coming. We're going to take you on another tour. We went on one tour. We said, this is bullshit, man. You had a bunch of Edomites. Edomites don't experience other countries, man. They go on tours. So we said, man, fuck this. We ain't, don't call us no more and shit. Well, what you going to do? You can get robbed. And I said, look, we'll take our chances. So we just hung out. We just went out walking around, hanging out, and meeting a lot of the people. Them Issacharites are very friendly, man, very friendly. We even went into the hood. We went into the hood at night. We would go to clubs at like 2, 3 in the morning, walking back to the hotel. And we even had a older Issacharite. He was like our personal chauffeur, because he would sit out there waiting for us. He would drive us around, take us back, go to the supermarket. But anyway, let me come back to this. And the nations shall not flow together any more unto him. Yeah, I don't even know why I went into that whole thing. I went into that rant. Sometimes I do that. Please forgive me. But my point is, Esau's really fake. They're phony people. Anywhere they go, they gotta be covered. They gotta have cover around them. I remember when Clinton, he made a trip to Africa, and I believe he had 6,000 military guys with him, because they would have killed his ass out there. They had 6, I think the number was 6. You correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was 6,000 military men, all armed to the teeth, to protect this guy. And they said the price. It was I don't know. It was so many hundreds of millions, or a couple of billions. So they wasted all that money, but they made a deal out there. But anyway, people would come to from other countries to come to America. That's my point. Please forgive me for the rant. But now they're not doing that, man. Oh, the whole thing about going to Mexico, I would talk to people, man, and a lot of them spoke English. And I remember this one guy, he was selling on the street, and I just started talking to him, And he said, yeah. I said, you ever been to America? He said, yeah, I've been in America. I used to live in America. He said, I said, so why are you back in Mexico? He said, man, I do better down here than America. That's all bullshit, man. You make money, but I make more money here in Mexico. So that was all bullshit. The Venezuelans said that. We going back. So this is not the great cauldron anymore. It's not the great melting pot anymore. That's also in Isaiah chapter 13. It says, my people, which are the Israelites, go ye out of the midst of her. How do you go ye out of the midst of her? That's also in Revelation 18:4. You go ye out of the midst of her through your mind. Your mind, for the Lord. Not get a passport and go to another country. And deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahawah. '46th verse. Unless your heart faint. What does it mean unless your heart faint? If you fall off, if you don't do the work. You have many men, even among the 7, that have fainted. We were talking about it yesterday at the camp. Gazak came on the scene. None of y'all knew Gazak. This is the first time y'all seeing Gazak. Well, we already knew Gazak. Looked just like Gazak. Sounded just like Gazak, but he was just older. What is it, 30 years older? Whatever. You got to be in the 70s, early 70s, I would say. Full white hair, beard, white. But he was saying, I'm here to set the record straight because all you other camps are out of order. I'm here to put. Ain't nobody going to follow you, man. Because we've been in the trenches, man. Where you been? So you fainted. Shia fainted, Lahab fainted. All y'all fainted, man. So you know what I'm going to do? Let me go on to the word faint. Heart meaning mind. Let's look up the word faint. Ooh. The word here is in the Hebrew rakak. Rakak. Let's see what the translator says.
Strong's H 7401. Rachach. Rachach.
It's not rachach. It's rakak. It's not a cha, it's a ka. It would be a rakak. God, let me listen to that again.
Strong's H 7401. Rachach. Rachach.
No, it's not rachach. There's a difference between you have let me see, you have ach, and you have thinking of some words here. Or you got kashak, kashak. You have the ka and the ha at the shak. So it's not chak, it's not cha, it's ka. So it says faint, to be tender, be soft, be weak, to be tender, be weak of heart, to be timid, be fearful. That's in what Revelation 22. I'm not going to go to it. The fearful. Matter of fact, I will go to it. The fearful. Revelation 22, if I'm not mistaken. But the fearful. see something. Maybe it was 21. Damn, I thought it was in 21. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me do it this way. I think I spelled that right. Let's see what comes up. That was Revelation 21. But the fearful. So if you fainted, you fainted because you were fearful. You feared man and not the Most High. Because if you fear the Most High, you're going to do what He tells you to do. But the fearful, which made you a what? Unbeliever. And the abominable and murderers and whoremongers, meaning pimps, people that sell whores, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And that's talking about the destruction, the second destruction by fire. 2 Peter 3. Another good one. I might want to go up a verse or two. Hebrews 10 verse 27. But a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, the missiles which shall devour the adversaries. So you turn your back on the plow when you're weak. It says, let not your heart faint, because thine heart was tender. For the Most High maketh my heart soft. Isaiah 7 verse 4. And say unto him, take heed and be quiet. Fear not, neither be faint-hearted. So you guys that left, you disappeared for 20 years plus, you fainted. Real talk. I'm a little all over the place. Unless your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land, a rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor and violence in the land, ruler against ruler, nation against nation. See, us pushing the charagma is a rumor right now. It's a rumor because people don't believe it. It's not manifested. But when it comes to pass, it's no longer rumor. All the prophecies that the prophets received are rumors until they come to pass. The great flood during Noah's day was a rumor. They laughed at him. Talking about the damn flood. Don't that fool know that it doesn't rain Because back there, it did not rain. There was a mist that came up from the ground. And it no longer became a rumor when the rain started coming. Oh, it's going to stop. Oh, it's going to stop. Then it's flooded the whole planet. It said waters came from the deep and came from the heavens, from space. Therefore behold the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, which is America, U.S., and the whole land shall be what? Confounded. That's what Babylon means, to confound, confusion. And all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. They're going to fall in the midst of her by what means? By the missiles, by the lasers. Then, when this place is destroyed, Revelation 18, then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing. They're going to rejoice for Babylon, the downfall of Babylon. For the spoilers, what are the spoilers? The spoilers are the missiles. Shall come unto her from the north. That's Russia, saith Yahawah. Let me look up the word spoiler or spoilers. Spoilers, wasters, to destroy. Shaddad, to deal violently with, despoil, devastate, ruin, destroy, to violently destroy, devastate, spoil, Esel, devastator, right? This place is gonna be devastated, to utterly ruined. So desert. That's why it's gonna become. That's not gonna be dwelt in again. It's good to look up these words. It gives you more precepts as well. '48 verse, that the heaven and the earth and all that, then after the destruction, after the smoke is cleared, when Esau is no longer in power, in our time, in our lifetime, and so with that, we're counting down the months, and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, including the other nations. For the spoilers, the missiles, shall come unto her from the north, Russia, which is a Hebrew word, saith Yahawah, as Babylon have caused the slain of Israel to fall, it came up against us, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Doesn't mean the whole earth is going to be slain. It's going to be, the U.S. It's not going to be Europe. Europe is going to be shooken up, because where are we going to get our slave from? From Europe and around the world. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still, remember Yahawah far off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. In other words, think on this truth. What does it say in Galatians? I believe that's Galatians 4, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to go to it. Galatians 4 and 26, Jerusalem, which is above, is free. We are confounded because we have heard reproach, shame, have covered our faces. For strangers are come into the sanctuary of Yahweh's house. Who's over there now? A bunch of heathens that's getting ready. Two groups of heathens that's going to get blasted. But I do believe a lot of the Palestinians are Jake. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahawah, that I will do judgment upon Yahawah Shaphat, Jehoshaphat is Yahweh's judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. They're going to do more than groan, they're going to die. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven. How do they mount up to heaven? Their planes, their the Apollo mission, the shuttles. Remember they had the series of the shuttles going up? But they're still going up there. They got space stations up there, satellites. The prince of the power of the air. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength through her military, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith Yahawah. Read a couple more verses, then I'm gonna move on. A sound of a cry cometh from Babylon. And it's not talking about Italy, it's not talking about Rome, it's not talking about Germany, it's not talking about Great Britain, the UK, it's not talking about France, it's not talking about Australia, it's not talking about Turkey, it's talking about this place, the US. And great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans. So anyway, let's move on. Like I said, you got to read this whole chapter. So now the next precept is, we're going to move one over. Jeremiah 50 verse 3. And see the first two verses, mainly this verse, second verse, it says that we're supposed to tell the people. We're divine news presenters, newscasters. We're like a weatherman. Weatherman tells you, he give you the 7-day forecast, or he'll give you what's going to, the weather today, the weather tomorrow, and the 7-day forecast, and sometimes they'll give you the 10-day forecast. We're going to give you the 10-day forecast. So we are giving you a forecast, which another forecast is to cast something before it actually happens. So in a way, forecast is another way of saying prophesy. It says, for out of the north, which is Russia, the Rush, there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, turn into a desert, and none shall dwell. That's the number one nation where the missiles are going to come from, the waster. It's going to come out of Russia. Dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. Ultimately, they're going to die. If you don't get out of there before the missiles hit, you're going to die there. You're going to become a part of the soil. Let me read the fourth verse. In those days and in that time, saith Yahawah, the children of Yashar'Allah shall come, they and the children of YAHAWADAH together, going and weeping, humbling themselves. They shall go and seek Yahawah, their power. Another one, you should read the whole chapter. Let me give you the next precept. I'm going to try to breeze through these precepts. I went a little long. Isaiah 44. Verse 23. It says, sing, O ye heavens, for Yahawah hath done it. Shout, ye lower parts of the earth. Break forth into singing, ye mountains, ye governments, ye nations. O forest and every tree, and tree represents trees, but it also represents people therein. For Yahawah hath redeemed Jacob, delivered Jacob. Redeem means to buy back. and glorified himself in Yeshua. Well, wait a minute. If the Lord's going to glorify himself in Yeshua, Isaiah chapter 21, it says that the Most High is going to be in the midst of men. Merely paraphrasing. How in the hell is the Gog and Magog going to come and attack us? Anyway, I'm not going to read any more. There's another good precept. Another good chapter, shall I say. Isaiah 14:5. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. They're going to rejoice when this man goes down. Scriptures say that Most High have hidden Himself. That's Isaiah. I haven't read that in a while. Let me go ahead and find that. Isaiah 43, if I'm not mistaken. Isaiah 43, verse 13. Let's see if I can find it. This is one way. Because they're going to praise us. They're really going to worship us. Okay, that's not it. Psh, damn. If I had the wording right, I can get it. Let me try this. Sabians. Let me try it this way. Okay, I was close. I said Isaiah 43. It's Isaiah 45. I have raised him up in righteousness, and I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives, not for price nor reward, saith Yahawah of hosts. Thus saith Yahawah, the labor of Egypt, and the merchandise of Ethiopia, and the Sabians. So we know this is talking about so-called Africans. Men of stature shall come over unto thee, the Israelites, and they shall be thine. We're going to own them. They shall come after thee in chains. They're going to be chained up. They shall come over, and they shall fall down, worship unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely the Most High is in thee, and there is none else. There is no power. Verily, thou art a power that hideth thyself, O power or God of Israel, the Savior. They shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. But Israel shall be saved in Yahawah with an everlasting means forever, salvation. The Gog and Magog's not going to come and jump us. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. World without end, meaning our kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom. There's not going to be any coups in our kingdom. So let's come on back to Isaiah 14 verse 8. It says, yeah, the fir tree to rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon. This is talking about trees, but it's also talking about people. The Most High referred to Adam as trees, living boughs. Thou are not their boughs. Somebody can put that in. I'm not going to look for it. Saying, since thou art laid down. Who is laid down? This man. This man's system. No fella. A fella means a faller, a lumberjack, is come up against thee. And that's what Esau did. It's called deforestation. When he chopped down trees, like Brazil. Brazil is considered the lungs of the earth. And they're cutting down a lot of those trees to build these skyscrapers. That's another reason why your air quality is bad too. And they call about this carbon whatever. Well, the reason why that's happening because you chopping down the damn trees, you dumbass. They're coming out with a thing called a carbon tax. Well, you messed up the air quality. That's why you got to go. It says, hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? The missiles are the great equalizer. So you know what I want to do? Let me go to the NLT. I'm going to go to read the 9th verse. So when we get delivered and we beamed up in the ships, if we endure unto the end, we're going to look down and we're going to see the reward of the wicked, and we're going to rejoice. Then we're going to take over the whole world. We're going to be like the X-Men. Going to be like the Justice League of the planet. This is in the NLT. 9th verse, in the place of the dead, there is excitement over your arrival, over your downfall. The spirits of world leaders and mighty kings long dead, that's reincarnation, so they back. Matthew 12, around about the 42nd verse, it says about the queen of the south rising up, the men of Nineveh rising up. Well, the queen of the south is back here. Everything is reincarnated. Vocab Malone. The spirits of world leaders and mighty kings, long dead, stand up to see you, to see your downfall. With one voice, they all cried out, Now you are weak as we are. Your might and your power were buried with you. Gonna bury you, Jack. The sound of the harp in your palace has ceased. That's also in Revelation 18. Now maggots are your sheet. Now that's parable talk. Maggots are your sheet. It's talking about when you go and lay down in the dead. Maggots represent those parasites that's going to eat you up. That's what the body decomposes because your immune system dies. So the only thing that's left living in your body are those parasites. And worms, parasites, your blanket. It says, the Yahawashi said, where the place where the worm dieth not and the fire is not quenched. It says that's talking about eternal hell. No, that's talking about, the Lord was talking about America. And he knew it was talking about America. How art thou fallen from heaven, O shining star? So the word, see, Lucifer, you said you were Lucifer. You said Jesus is the new Lucifer? You guys are going off. Well, the word Lucifer just is Latin for a day star, morning star, or bright and shining star. Son of the morning. Like the song, Lucifer, son of the morning, we're going to take you out of earth. You have, and you notice it came from, that lyric came from a Benjaminite. You have been thrown down to the earth, you who destroyed the nations of the world. For you said to yourself, I will ascend to heaven and set my throne above the most high stars. That's your space program, your planes. I will preside on the mountain of the most of the gods, lowercase c, far away in the north. They're sitting on us in North America, man. Judah shall be in the necks of thine enemies. Benjamin shall be in the shoulder. Genesis chapter 49. Okay, so Isaiah 60 verse Isaiah 60 matter of fact, I'm gonna go into that in the NLT. Isaiah 60. I'm not going to read the whole chapter. And this is in the kingdom. We're not going to be working. We're going to be resting. Foreigners will come to rebuild your towns, and their kings will serve you. For though I have destroyed you in my anger, talking to Israel, I will now have mercy on you through my grace. Your gates will stay open day and night, except for the Sabbath and the high holy days, to receive the wealth, and the King James says forces, of many lands. The kings of the world will be, so they're going to be made tributary unto us. That's what the Romans did. The Romans didn't necessarily put Jake in slavery. They taxed him. So in America, we're slaves. But they tell us, no, you guys are not slaves. You know you got to work in a job when they take your taxes. You got to work, I think it's like 4 months for the government. And then the 8 months is yours. Whatever you get from the 8 months is yours. But then when you get that money, when you go out, anything that you buy, there's a tax to it. And inflation, that's more of a tax. There's nothing but a hidden tax. So you're probably spending maybe 60% of your earnings going back in the form of taxes, in the form of inflation. That's slavery right there. But it's psychological. They say, no, you're not slaves. The kings of the world will be led as captives and a victory procession. We're going to march them to work and we're going to march them home. For the nations that refuse to serve you, slavery, will be destroyed. Plain blunt. So I got one more and I'm going to close. Revelation 18 and 19. I'm going to read that in the NLT. These are just probably, you gotta go through these. See, this is what I learned from High Priest. All High Priest Ariad would do is go through the prophecies over and over and over and over again. And I used to say, when I first started going to the school, you know, I'll go 1 week and he might go through Revelation 11. Then he might go to Ezekiel 3. And then he might go to the Josephus. Then he might go into the Hebrew. And then 2 weeks later, he'll go through Revelation 11. So in my mind, I said, well, you went over that. Now, I understand why he did that, because now I don't have to go to my notes. I know it because I went over it over and over again, especially the prophecies. When it came to prophecies, Ariyah was that man. And you had other men in there. You had Shai, you had Barak. They were into that prophetic stuff, a lot of the history, which I kind of adopted, you know, from them, mainly Ariyah. So you got to go through these prophecies. You know, you got to go through the whole, you know, chapter. So I'm going to close on this one. So this is Revelation 18:19 out of the NLT. And they will weep and throw dust on their heads to show their grief. And they will cry out, how terrible, for the great city, which is America. The ship owners became wealthy. They're going to cry because they ain't going to make no more money. By transporting her great wealth on the seas, in a single moment, it is all gone. Now remember when the World Trade Centers came down? That was breaking news all over the planet. Anywhere there was a news station, in Japan, in China, wherever, in the Arab world, the African world, that was breaking news all over the planet. So when this place goes down, it's going to be breaking news all over the planet. But then also what's going to be breaking is black people are just beating us up and jumping us and putting chains on us and kicking us in our ass. And they like superheroes. Now it says what? When you see this happens, right? When you see this place go down in 1 hour, it says the ship owners became wealthy by transporting her great wealth on the seas. That's how the Chinese, you know how many billionaires is in China thanks to the small hats that showed them how to get that money? In a single moment, in an hour to be exact, it is all gone. Now it says, now what are we to do? Rejoice over her fate, O heaven and people of the Most High, and the apostles and prophets. The apostles and prophets are special men unto the Most High. For at last the Most High hath judged her for your sakes. Then a mighty angel picked up a boulder of the size of a huge millstone. He threw it into the ocean and shouted just like this: the great city Babylon will be thrown down with violence and will never be found again. Then it goes into the no more music, no more marriages. And the scripture said, comfort one another with these words. What comforts you the most? These prophecies, because you can see that we're reading about these things that are getting, we see that it's getting the atmosphere. You know? We see that these are coming to pass, so we got to keep speaking on this. And we got to pretty much sound like a broken record. Anyway, with that, I went a little long. Please forgive me. With that, I'm going to say shalom.